Man, what is up, NSB gang, man? We back at it again with another banger! Yes, sir! Today we got How the Universe is Bigger Than You Think. Before we find out, though, go from our sponsor.
Does size matter?
Yes, when it comes to choosing law firm, size matters. Morgan & Morgan has more than 800 attorneys across 49 states, over 4,000 support staff ready to take your call 24/7, and has recovered more than $13 billion for hundreds and thousands of clients. The best part, you pay nothing up front for their services. The fee is free unless they win. Getting started is easy. Just dial Pound Law from your cell phone or visit www.forthepeople.com.
Without further ado,
Let's get straight to the
let's
video.
get straight to it.
You live here on this planet somewhere, and everything that you've ever known is located right here. But just how small exactly is Earth when compared to the scale of the entire universe? Let's start by zooming out to where we can see our nearest cosmic neighbor, the Moon. You may think that the Moon is very close to Earth since it dominates our night skies, but in reality the Moon isn't this close to our planet, it's actually about this far away.
Oh shit, what the fuck?
384,400 kilometers away from you right now on
This is
average.
crazy, though.
You could fit 30 entire Earths in between this distance.
30?
And if you somehow were able to drive a car at a constant 100 kilometers per hour speed, it would take you about 160 days to drive the entire distance. Despite this incredible distance, however, 12 humans have actually set foot here, representing the furthest away that any individual human has ever been away from the Earth, and one of humanity's greatest achievements. This is what the Earth would look like from there if you were standing there with them, and if you wanted to communicate with somebody back at home, it would take a message about 2.5 seconds to travel between you and them, since that's how fast the speed of light can travel at. This is a photo that was taken on Mars.
The delay
and
is
that
crazy,
tiny
bro.
dot that you see there is
They need better
Earth as
internet on the
seen
moon.
from
Damn.
Martian surface.
small as fuck.
On average, Mars is an incredible 225 million kilometers away from Earth, but that distance can be as high as 401 million kilometers. That means that whenever humanity finally gets around to landing a human on the planet, that person will be 986 times further away from Earth than the astronauts who landed on the moon were. In addition, the time delay for sending a message from Mars back to Earth isn't just 2.5 seconds, it's actually more like 20 minutes each direction, which would
Damn.
render instant communication in the event of an emergency impossible.
Imagine talking to a nigga on Mars talking about, yeah, bro, I miss you too, over. Yeah, I'm gonna put on a fucking 20-minute show. Wait on that nigga. Oh, God, bro.
Oh, okay, that's what you said, and then another 20.
I could have sworn this shit was longer. Like, y'all ever seen the movie Mars? Like The Martian?
Hey, this is probably on the app. This is at light speed, though. Ain't shit moving at light speed anyways. It says light, you know what I'm saying? You really gotta be precise and, like, straight to the point.
When we zoom out even further away, we can find the Voyager 1 space probe, which is the furthest away man-made object from Earth. It is currently located 100.
I was wondering if we could send all of our trash to space.
AU meaning astronomical unit, which is the distance between the Earth and the Sun, which means that Voyager 1 is 138 times further away from us than the Sun is. At some point on its long voyage, Voyager 1 turned its camera around and took this photograph. It may not look like much at first, but in my opinion, this is the greatest single photograph ever taken in all of human history. This tiny, pale blue dot is Earth, and I don't think that anybody has ever said something as amazing about this as Carl Sagan when he said, "If you look at it, you see a dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever lived out their lives. The aggregate of all our joys and sufferings, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines. Every hunter and every forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilizations, every king and every peasant, every young couple in love, every hopeful child."
Wow.
Every video.
You see how much smaller we are to the universe, right? But yeah, niggas have the audacity to feel superior to others just because, like, you know, they could control what's going on here on Earth, you know what I'm saying? And, like, in the grand scheme of things, but we're like nothing, dog.
Hell no, we like a little blip.
Human ego is so weird,
Speck of
bro.
fucking
And
sand,
perspective,
nigga.
you know what I'm saying?
Every mother and every father, every inventor and explorer,
My nigga,
every
They
man.
cried in
teacher of
Tesla.
morals, every
They
corrupt
did my nigga dirty.
They
politician,
did him dirty. What?
every
Fuck.
superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam.
That's cold.
Voyager 1 is currently traveling at 17 kilometers every single second, but even at that speed, it won't break out of the reach of our solar system for another 30,000 years. Once we go beyond the
maintenance, how
solar
the fuck
system,
niggas
we
do maintenance
arrive
on
in
that
our
shit?
interstellar neighborhood. Here we shift to the light year unit of measurement, which is the distance that light travels in a full Earth year, or about 9.461 trillion kilometers. The star Proxima Centauri here is the closest other star to us other than our sun, but it's still 4.24 light years away from us. To put that into perspective, if it was heading in the right direction, it would still take Voyager 1 over 70,000 years to reach it. In other words, if you drove your
how's the
car
batteries
at
and all that
100
shit still gonna
kilometers
hold
an
up?
hour
Hold
like in
up.
our previous example to the moon, it would take over 6 times longer than the entire age of the universe
What's up with
is
driving my
just to
car, dog?
finally get there, and it
It's just
wouldn't
a
even
way to
exist
put it
still
in.
when you arrived. When we zoom out even further, we can see the entire Milky Way galaxy, inside of which Earth is located right here. This yellow dot is the furthest extent of humanity's radio broadcasts throughout history, which means that any possible aliens who live outside of this range are totally unaware of humanity's presence. It's complete silence
are like this
outside of
one
this
dot. How
yellow
did they know
dot
what's
as
going
far
on
as
over
we are
here,
currently
bro?
aware,
I'm
but the
saying, bro,
entire
like,
galaxy
what?
spans over 100,000 light years from end to end.
Niggas know
There
about
are
the
over
galaxy and shit.
100 billion stars and over 100 billion planets
That niggas went
inside of
outside
our
the galaxy,
galaxy.
looked at it, and
But
like,
you have
You're
never
like, yeah, we
seen
gonna
the
draw it
full
just like
glory
this.
of the galaxy at night, because 99% of the stars that you can see with the naked eye are limited to this small, tiny region right here. But even this massive galaxy is nothing compared to the rest of what's out there. Zooming out even further, and we arrive at the local group of galaxies.
Alright,
a
they're doing
collection
too
of
much with
50
this.
Fucking
different
much, bro.
galaxies that is about 10 million light years across. But zooming out even further, and we can see the Virgo supercluster, of which
This
the
is not
local group
proven.
here is just a tiny
Bro, here's the thing, right? With new technology, with new science, dog, everything that we know now could change overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
bro, like, shit changes all the time. So when I view this type of shit, bro, I know it's not set in stone. So like, yeah, you can say, yeah, we use this. This is a basis for this. Yeah, this proves this because this does this. Like, with all your methods, like, bro, they're gonna change over time. Like, yeah, sure, like it's. Yeah, we can sure map out the groups or whatever. That's just like, it's kind of like being on an island and then expecting to know the whole ocean. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can only see what the horizon shows you.
There are at least
Bro, wasn't as bad when they
100
was
other
doing
groups
this.
of galaxies just like our own local group inside of here, and the distance from one side to the other is a mind-numbing 110 million light years. But even the massive Virgo supercluster is nothing but a quiet and tiny lobe of the Great Laniakea supercluster, an enormous structure that is home
even
to
fathom
our
We're going in
galaxy's
tangents at this point, bro.
100,000
At this point, there's no limit, bro. This feels like one of those thoughts I had when I was high and shit. So like, I have this weird belief where like I feel like there's an Earth inside a cell because I feel like my cell is a universe. I know it feels weird, right? But just pay attention. It's like when you look at shit under the microscope, right? It gets smaller, it gets smaller, it gets smaller, it gets smaller. It gets so much more smaller that like inside a cell there are like just another like that universe right there is like inside a cell. And the more deep down you go, like there's a tiny Earth in there. I don't know if it's making sense, but it makes sense in my head.
High as fuck, nigga.
He was hot.
That
That makes sense though.
High as fuck.
520 million light years.
I bet there's
but
more.
from even there, we can zoom out all the way to the entire observable universe and see that even the titanic
Observable?
Laniakea supercluster is just a tiny and insignificant part of everything. This is the observable universe, and it contains everything that we know of. It is home to at least 2 trillion different individual galaxies, which together contain more stars than there are grains of sand on the entire Earth. The
What?
distance
About
from
that.
Earth to any side of the observable universe is 46.5 billion light years, which means that the entire width is 93 billion light years across. What's perhaps even more interesting, however, is what actually lies beyond the observable universe. Keep in mind that the observable universe is all that we can currently see, and it's entirely possible that the rest of the universe outside of it is vastly larger and more fantastic than we can possibly ever imagine. We simply don't know what else is out there because the light from these incredibly distant places has not yet had enough time in the universe's history to reach us yet back on Earth. And the light from some places may never reach us at all, Because some parts of space very far away from Earth are expanding away from us faster than the speed of light, that means that the light from these places will never, in an infinite amount of time, reach Earth. Meaning that even if humanity is eternal and exists forever, there will still be an unknown number of places in the universe that we will never know about or ever see. So, it is very likely that as unbelievably enormous as it seems, the observable universe is just a tiny slice of what we can currently see of the entire universe. According to the theory of cosmic inflation that was proposed by Dr. Alan Guth, if it is assumed that cosmic inflation began at 10 to the negative 37th of a second after the Big Bang, and with the assumption that the size of the universe before inflation began was equal to its age times the speed of light, then this would seem to suggest that at the present day, the entire universe is 150 sextillion times larger than the observable universe. That number for reference looks like this, with this many zeros.
Give
Let
me that
this
much
number
money, nigga.
sink
What the
in
fuck?
for just a moment. This would be similar to you thinking that the entire observable universe,
We don't
everything
have
that you
enough
could
resources
see,
on
was
Earth
the
to equal
size
that
of a
amount.
light bulb,
Nigga,
but
just go,
then
nigga.
realizing that in reality
edit,
the
nigga. Just
entire
go in your bank
universe
account,
is
just-
larger than the former planet of Pluto.
How much does Earth cost,
Imagine a
bro?
light bulb in the
I'm a
center
bite.
of Pluto, but we inside the light bulb were totally unaware that Pluto existed outside of it, and that's a similar situation to this.
Nigga, my brain
We
hurt.
are all
Facts.
so unbelievably small, but you shouldn't worry, because all that means is that there is so much left out there for us to discover together.
It's gonna fit shit on Earth. I'm a big advocate for human like curiosity and inventions and just exploring our sense of exploration. I really love that shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, bro, calm down, fam. There's shit on Earth, bro. Like these things, it's like you're over here, bro. Like
Let's
settle
go
down.
down. Let's go explore
Let's
the
go explore
common
the
forest,
Earth.
nigga.
We really are like special, as in to even be able to conceive shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that like that. Like shout out to the people that even came up with this. It's pretty humbling. It's a humbling thing to know that like we're like this small dot in the grand scheme of things. It's a humbling thing.
That
That's
shit
what,
don't matter until you die. What the fuck?
that's what I'm saying. Like
That's what I mean,
it's a humbling thing. Let's humble ourselves and stick to discovering the
You're
earth.
humble, my nigga. I'm worried about surviving. Let's survive this earth first, nigga. We
Oh God.
Niggas All get right to- then, all right then. Don't be crazy. Don't like demonize each other for like thinking other shit because again, what you believe isn't even concrete to begin with.
Bro, you're right.
And man, if y'all enjoyed the video, man, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you think about the video, you know, and some of our comments as well. But hey, man, have a wonderful day, man. Peace.
Stop prospering. Peace.